our podcast.
I don't know why you didn't just write the jingle intro.
I just did. Right here,
Is
right
that
now.
it?
That was it.
Sweet and simple. I have a dilemma.
Wait. Welcome to the podcast.
They know who we are. I'm Sally.
No, they don't. Somebody is new.
If you're new,
Right
I'm
now.
Sally.
Under the sound of my voice. We're so glad you're here. I'm Holly.
Go ahead and just give us 5 stars on
You love it already.
iTunes.
You're going to stick around. I just know
I
it.
can tell.
Smash
that like button.
Oh, I don't like that.
Smash it.
This is the Why Can't We Be Friends podcast. And there it is. That's it.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you got to know.
Back to what I was saying.
All right, go for it.
I have a dilemma.
What is it?
I am at the point with my hair that I am thinking, should I stay or should I grow?
I'm at that point with your hair too.
I'm wondering. So here's the thing. I've had short hair. I cut it off 2 weeks before Andrew and I got married, which was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it has not gone below my shoulder, really, in 10 years.
Wow.
Which is I'm fine with because I think that it's more flattering to my face shape to have it short, but I'm getting kind of tired of it.
So what are your options? Do you want to go bald?
Well, the problem is when I grow it out, it hits that awkward phase, and then I don't have the strength to continue, and then I end up cutting it and
That's
have
fun.
to start the whole process all over again. But I don't know what to do.
I can't help you because I live in the state of I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. It's just there. I curl it. I put it up. That's all I got.
Some people really seem to know what they're doing with their hair.
They
and
do.
I'm not one of those people.
I'm not, but I don't know that I have the energy to pursue a life of knowing what I'm doing with my hair.
I had a pixie cut one time, and that was like a style.
See, I never did that.
Don't do it. I don't think it would suit you.
Hey, I know that it wouldn't. I don't need you to tell me.
You'd look hideous.
Don't tell me.
With a pixie cut. It's a pixie cut. The thing is, I feel that you kind of have to have a whole wardrobe change whenever you get a pixie cut. Like your whole wardrobe kind of has to flow with your hair.
You kind of just have to be a different person.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like your hair kind of dictates your clothes sometimes? Are there certain outfits like, well, my hair has to be this way?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's certain like necklines on a sweater that just demand a ponytail.
Yes.
You know? I'm just going to say it.
They demand it.
They demand it.
Well, that's how I felt about a pixie cut. I felt like I needed collared, like higher stuff. Like a wide neck was just like,
Yeah.
too much. Because
Show too much neck.
Yeah, it's too
You're
much
like a
neck.
giraffe walking
Yes.
around.
Way too much neck.
I don't want to see that neck.
I'm not going to do it.
I won't
Again,
stand for
I
it.
don't think I'm going to do it.
Please don't. I'm not a fan. No, just don't do it.
You're not a fan of what?
Pixie cuts.
I
made
think
the
they can be
statement.
cute.
I think certain people, maybe I'm not a fan of it because I can't do it well. So I think if I
think
can't
you
do it,
need
nobody can do
the bone
it.
structure.
Yeah.
I think you need sharp features.
Yeah. I'm not sharp. I'm sharp in the head. Not sharp on my
Not
jaw.
in the face.
It's because I like little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. I could
Well.
be sharper, but yeah.
Yeah.
What fun is that?
Anyway, it was really convenient though to not have to wash my hair, or not have to like.
I was
fix
like,
it.
I
did
don't
wash
do that
it,
anyways.
but you know, you just like
Yeah.
tousle.
It was minimal. A
Freezing in the winter when you realize how much warmth hair brings to your ears.
freezing.
And then you take that away, and I thought, how do guys do this? This is so cold. My neck is freezing.
They just complain about being cold all the time.
Yeah, and I understand why, because it's so cold.
Well,
Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just wanted to let you know.
I'm sorry that
Next
you're
time
going through
I'm
that.
here, I might have,
No hair.
I might be bald.
Might be bald.
I actually have thought that I think I have a weird head shape, so I never want to be bald.
Because it was an option at one point.
Well, I just thought I'd hate to not have any hair because I think I have a flat spot on the back of my head. I've often thought, I think that my head shape is weird.
Micah
Good thing I'm not bald.
Micah has 2 great fears in life. One is that he will become a meme. And not, this is genuine. He's probably like, I can't believe you said that. Now people are going to know. He is genuinely, he doesn't want any embarrassing photos of him or like making a crazy face.
Yeah, so he doesn't.
Because he fears that someone will legitimately make a meme that he was not at will to put out.
I mean, think of like little kids who are memes now. You got to think about that.
But then also his other fear is that he will lose his hair and be bald. And he has a very large head. And he's scared of that.
And does his mother's father have hair? I've heard that is the
I never
key.
knew him. He passed away really young.
Oh,
Thanks for that.
Sorry.
I don't know, but I do know
His
that
dad still has all his hair.
Yes.
He'll be fine.
So
It's
I think
probably
he's
fine. There's so many things you can do now.
There's so
can
many
wear a hat.
options. He refuses to ever get like plugs or something though, or dye his hair. Those are two things he's very against. So he won't be doing either of those. Should those things turn.
You just kind of have to hope for a good head shape at that point.
And that's already out. So we'll see.
Hopefully, he better get that Keeps, that product
He'll
that helps
be
you,
fine.
or Hims. One of those is for your hair.
I don't
it's
feel like you
Keeps.
know what you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my
One
gosh.
of those-
Okay.
It's one of those products.
I don't have a dilemma, but I have a funny story.
Okay.
So
Lay it on me.
the other day it was really nice outside. So I took Everly to the park. What else do you do as a young mom when it's nice outside? You got to go to the park. The weather demands you be at the park. So Everly's crawling around, and there was one other mom and her daughter. And the daughter's name, I don't know, but I do know that she was referred to as Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
So Pumpkin was running around.
How old was Pumpkin?
She turned 2.
Okay.
She turns 2 on January 25th.
Wow.
I remember. And now that person, should they stumble across this, will be like, she is talking about me. It's fine. You did this in a public space, is
Yeah.
all I'm going to say. Disclaimer. You gave me the rights to that
Yeah.
story in that public park. So Pumpkin's just running around playing, and we were on the opposite side of the park, and her voice carried is all I'm saying. And the phone rang, and her husband was on the phone, and she's like, "Hi, Dada," which I mean, I do with Everly because you want them to see, like, look, it's Dada on the phone, talk to Dada. And, but then she's like continuing to just be so loud, and she's like, say, "Bye, Dada, say bye, Dada." And Dada was on his way to the park. It was like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there in just a few minutes. And the baby's just staring at the phone, not saying anything. She's like, "Okay, well, bye. We'll see you in a few minutes." Hangs up, and the daughter naturally is like, "Bye, Dada." Like, says it after
Yes.
she hangs up. So she's like, "Oh, no. Of course you start talking FaceTime Big Daddy." FaceTime Big Daddy. She keeps saying it like Siri. I'm like, you could have just easily opened your phone and I know his number was right there.
Tapped Big
But-
Daddy.
We'll leave that one alone. That was too easy. FaceTime Big Daddy. He answers. She's like, "Oh, no." She, of course, started talking once you hung up. "Say hi, Dada." Baby doesn't talk again. She's like, "Okay, well, we'll just see you in a little bit." And I thought, wow, that was a lot for just
FaceTime Big Daddy.
to FaceTime Big Daddy.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, Pumpkin and Big Daddy. I wonder what her name, what they refer to her to in the home.
A pet name. Do you have a nickname for Micah? For Michael?
I don't know him. No, we don't. We go real easy. We just babe. We babe it out.
Yeah, I don't have a nickname.
And it's not even like, but you guys,
Maybe
you
hun.
hunt. I was gonna say
Do
you
we say
guys are
hun?
you guys are hunters.
Yeah, we do say hun.
hunters.
Honey.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just not into the pet names, but apparently Babe is considered one.
Babe. I don't call Andrew Babe.
We're babers,
We're Hun.
hunters and
or honey.
babers.
Hunters.
I don't know. It's such an interesting thing to like adapt to that. But I always told Micah before we even had Everly, he was always like, when we have a kid, you're going to have to call me dad or like dada or daddy. And I said, number one, I'm not calling you daddy, especially in public settings. Hello, woman at the park, big daddy,
Yeah.
FaceTime example. But I was like, I think she'll know that you're dada without me constantly calling you daddy around. I don't know. I felt like that was always a weird thing.
Do you say go ask daddy? Go ask dada.
Yeah, I say that, but not in the setting of like, "Hey, Dada,
We do
what
that.
do you want to do for dinner?" I'm like, "Hey, babe."
I do that when I'm talking, like in the context of interacting with Dot and talking to Andrew. Hey, daddy, somebody wants to go.
You daddy him.
I do daddy him.
Wow.
Not outside of talking with Dot, though.
One time I was in a restaurant and ran into you guys and overheard you just calling him daddy at the table.
Gross.
No, I didn't.
I recently got solicited on Instagram
Oh, no.
to be someone's sugar baby.
Oh.
I'm sure the picture was not the guy. I'm sure it's some fake account that they found.
Maybe it
His name was
was.
Paul, and he told me that he would pay my bills in exchange that I call him daddy. And I thought, well, if that's all it takes. Paul, I got a lot of bills. Do you want some? You want me to send you some of my old socks?
Yeah, like what do you...
Some underwear?
Ew, no.
Here, I think he would be disappointed though, because when I got pregnant with Dot,
Oh, God.
I sent Andrew to the store to get the biggest size of Hanes briefs that he could find. And when I was pregnant and I wore them, it looked like Captain Underpants. You know that cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I looked like.
Wow,
and
that's hot.
after I had her, I did not get rid of those underwear.
Oh, you're still
Yeah,
cozy
they're
in them.
roomy.
Okay.
Who wants? Yeah, they're roomy.
Now
and
everyone knows.
They sometimes, depending on what pants I wear, sometimes they come up over my jeans.
Wow. That's
I
hot.
saw a card one time. It was a Valentine's Day card, and it had an illustration of a lacy black thong. And it said, underneath it said, "I like you." And then it had an illustration of these big granny panties. And underneath said, "I love you." And I said, that is 100%
You said I identify with
accurate.
this
I
card.
identify with that. I like you. I'm wearing this stuff. If I love you, I'm in my sweatpants with my makeup off and
I'm comfy.
I'm comfy.
Oh, no.
I'm secure in my love.
If I love you, you'll call me Captain Underpants.
Yes.
Because that is me.
yes.
Oh, my
Man.
gosh.
So, yeah, it was. I'm still, the door's still open for Paul. If things don't pan out with Andrew after 10 years of marriage,
You know,
I think Paul will take me.
I always hear it's year 12. You know,
I heard you're 7.
is the one.
7-year itch.
I've
That's that
heard-
famous movie with Marilyn Monroe
Oh.
where she's got her dress. 7-year itch. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've always heard that, but I'll let you know this is our 7th year.
Okay, so
I'll report
get
back.
ready for hell.
It's all downhill
It
from here.
is gonna suck.
Well.
Let me tell you. No, our 7th year of marriage, Dot was born.
Aw.
I think. Yeah.
I always said
something like
I
that.
wanted to make it 5 years. And our 5th year of marriage, Everly was born. Wanted to make it 5 years without having kids. I didn't finish that.
You made it.
I made it. I did it. Woo! Nothing. Didn't really change anything. But
Dot was a complete surprise.
oh, was she?
Complete.
Surprise!
I used to say, how do you get pregnant unexpectedly?
Do you need me to walk you through this?
Well, I just thought, there are ways.
Just be aware.
Just be aware.
Well, without telling me how it happened. How did
It all started.
What led up to that?
It all started on a trip to New York.
It's up to you. New
I
York.
was, let me paint the picture. We were sneaking away for Martin Luther King Day. There was just go up there and celebrate.
Is that? It's like who the heck sneaks away? We were just getting away to celebrate.
MLK. No, I was a teacher at the time, so it was a 3-day weekend.
There we go. Okay.
And we wanted to go to New York.
You wanted to take advantage of a 3-day weekend
because it was, it's after Christmas. I'm depressed. Let's go do something fun. Let's go to New York. And you could do things like that when you don't have kids. You can find cheap tickets and just fly to New York and stay
Heck yeah.
somewhere cheap. And so we wanted to go to the MoMA. And I have been to the Met, which is so fun.
Yes,
but
I've
I
been to
had
the
not
Met.
been to the MoMA. So, and I was an art teacher. I'm like, let's go. That'd be so cool. So I had been reading The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which is about World War II. So very sad. I finished it on the way up there.
Such a good book.
And I was looking for something lighthearted, a book to read lighthearted, because last time we were in New York, you're on the subway for a lot of time or in an Uber. And I thought, I'm going to bring my Kindle so that I can read a book while I'm on the subway. So we're in the airport. We only have a limited amount of time and Wi-Fi for me to download a book to my Kindle. So I just look really quickly. One pops up, and it's called The Hating Game by Sallie something. And I think, oh, Sallie. And
did you really think?
I really did.
I'm going to read this because my name is Sally and her name is Sally. Yay.
It was really good. So I downloaded it, and we get into New York super late, and I'm reading it. And I didn't know. I knew it was like a meet cute, you know. I didn't really know anything about this book.
Oh,
so we start reading and it's funny and I'm laughing out loud.
Okay.
It's cleverly written. Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm reading in, you know, every time we're on the subway. So it's taking me a couple days. Well,
uh-oh.
It starts to get
steamy,
smutty. Yeah, steamy.
Oh, no.
Like kind of out of nowhere. Well, quickly.
Things escalated quickly.
These people hate each other. But I mean, you know, any romance novel you open from the first page, you know who's going to fall in love with you.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's no mystery to that. But so we get into this part and it starts to get a little bit steamy. And Andrew and I are in the hotel room and I was taking a bath reading my book.
Oh, no.
And
One thing led to another.
And I went out and I said something and he said, I was like, you know, I said something.
Yeah. Things were said, things were done.
He said something really romantic like, but I'm watching the Patriots-Chiefs game. And that really got me hot.
Now we're going to have to put an explicit sign on this episode.
Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Anyway, so things happened, and a month later on Valentine's Day, my period was 2 weeks late, and I was thinking, there's no way that I'm pregnant. And I had been saying for a week, I'm like, my period's late. That's weird, but I'm not pregnant. I was about to call the doctor. Yeah, I was about to call the doctor and say something's wrong with me. I haven't gotten my period.
Denial.
And I sent Andrew to the store. Came back with a pregnancy test, and I was pregnant. And I cried.
Oh my gosh.
So here's where the story wraps up. The other day, Andrew and I are looking on Apple Movies for something to watch. Mm-hmm. And The Hating Game has been turned into a movie with Lucy Hale.
Yes.
And so I look at him and go, that right there is the book that brought us June. Like that is what I'm pretty confident that had it not been for that book,
where would Dot be?
Our sweet baby daughter would not be in her room right now, fast asleep. And so I asked him to play the preview just to see. And Holly, it was the most embarrassing preview to watch because it is so stupid. And you get a really good gist of the movie. And I was just like, I cannot believe that.
So what's really
this is what did it.
What's really funny is
so embarrassing.
I loosely knew this story.
Yeah.
And so Micah and I were looking for something to watch the other day.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
It came up and Micah was like, what is The Hating Game? And I said, watch the preview for it. And he watched it. He was like, this is the stupidest movie I've ever seen. I said, Sally got pregnant from this. He was like, what? From this? I was like, she read the book and she got pregnant.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing now.
I don't
know.
I love that happened in New York. I feel like New York is one of those cities in the U.S. Obviously, it's just iconic because of all of the shows and the movies, but I just feel like things like that,
it's
romanticized.
Happen.
It's romanticized, but it's also just like it's a very quirky.
Yeah.
It's different. I mean, I loved it. We went in 2018. We were there on Thanksgiving Day for the Macy's Day Parade, which was really cool. But we only had 3 days. It was a super short trip, but I had never been, so I wanted to do as much as I could naturally. Also, the day before going on this trip, I had ran a half marathon.
Yeah, of course.
Don't recommend
traveling right after.
No, to a city where you walk everywhere.
We kind of did that though when we went to Malibu.
I know we did do that.
You knew better, and you did it again.
I did it. Dang it! I'll learn one time. Either way, so there's this thing about me. And I have a really small bladder. I know that that's not medically correct. I've seen people talk about, you don't have a small bladder. It's meh, meh, meh. I'm not interested in that conversation. I have a small bladder. That's what we need to talk about. So obviously you can't really get anywhere quick in New York.
No.
So we were staying on the Upper East Side, and I will tell you for a fact the only reason I booked a hotel over there is because of Gossip Girl, and I wanted to stay on the Upper East Side. I don't think you've seen Gossip Girl.
No.
But for those who have.
I watched NYC Prep, which was a reality show on Bravo.
Watch that.
For a season.
Yes.
And they talked about Upper East Side.
Well, I exclusively wanted to stay on the Upper East Side and sit at the Met steps. All of the Gossip Girl things that you know. They know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we were going from the Upper East Side, going down to Soho to go to some shops that I wanted to visit. So we're in a cab, and I don't know the technical highways and all that stuff because I'm from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I live in Oklahoma. It takes me about 10 minutes to get anywhere. And we were on some highway on the outskirts of the city to like cut back in. And so we are essentially, in New York terms, we would be in the middle of nowhere because we're just on a highway.
Yes.
We're not in the city or anything. And all of a sudden, I have never, ever had to urinate as bad as I had in that cab. And I looked at Micah and I was like, I have to go. He was like, you have to go? I was like, no, I just have to pee. I have to pee right now. And there is this thing about me that when I have to pee, I mean it right now. I will.
You're like a child.
Yes. If we're in the middle of town, I will stop and go like on the side of the road. Like, I don't care. I have to go pee. So we are in the cab. And I keep like whispering this to Micah, and he's getting mad at me. He's upset with me. He's like, sir, how much longer are we from our destination? My wife really has to use the bathroom. He's like, oh no, like it's gonna be a while. And I'm looking at Micah, and I'm in pain at this point, and I'm like inching up in my seat, and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm gonna cry. It's like gonna bring tears to my eyes.
Oh
I have to go to the
gosh.
bathroom so bad. Micah. It's also nice to have a silent fight in the back of a taxi cab. And Micah's like, what do you want me to do? We're on a highway in New York. What do you want me to do? And I was like, I don't know. Do you have a cup or something? He's like, you're not going to go in a cup. We're in the back of a cab. And so we're having this fight. And we're at a light. Oh, man, I've not told the story in a while. It's making me laugh. And so we get up to the light. And I just get out of the cab.
You just get out and run.
I get
You
out of
just
the
leave
cab,
him?
because we were at a red light for so long.
Yeah.
And I looked at Micah and I said, I gotta go find a bathroom. And he was like, we're not in anywhere. We're not near the city. What do you mean you're gonna find a bathroom? I was like, I gotta go find one. And I got out of the cab and Micah looked at me and he was through the window throwing his hands up. And the cab driver looked back and then the light turned green.
And they have to drive off.
And they had to go away. And so I started sprinting down the highway. And they turned at the light because Micah's trying to explain to the cab driver what the heck's going on. And meanwhile, Micah's just in the back of the cab as it drives away. And so I sprint into the city and I'm running just down random. I start to get scared at one point because I thought, I have
You don't know where you're at.
no idea where I'm at. I just need a store. Like, where?
Yes.
God, this is New York City, for crying out loud. Where are all the stores? We're in like the business area. There was nothing. It was parking garages. And at one
gone
point
in a parking garage.
I started to, but then there was a man in there. I thought, nope, seen too many movies for that. And so I kept sprinting. I wound up at cycle bar.
Yes.
And the door was locked while girls were exiting a class. And I have been sprinting around New York. We're talking a steady sprint for a long time. The cab, meanwhile, was like kind of trailing a little bit behind me.
Just following you as you run.
And so he eventually stopped and Micah got out. Well, I didn't stop and wait for Micah. I kept running to a cycle bar, and I just caught the door as someone was like coming out, and people are looking at me. I'm sure very strange. I'm like bundled up, sprinting in there.
She's from Oklahoma.
Oh, for sure. And I go to the desk and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. Can I leave? And they're like, okay. Like, it's back there.
New Yorkers are not.
No.
They're not friendly. I'm just gonna call it.
They didn't care.
They don't care.
They weren't the Oklahomans that I was used to, is all we'll say.
Yeah.
Micah loves that. But anyways, so I run in, use the bathroom, and then I come out and I'm like, where's Micah at? So call him like, hey, where are you? He's like, what do you mean, where am I? Where are you? You've been sprinting all over New York. I had to have the cab drop me off. And so eventually we found each other and we made it to the stores and it was fine.
It was no big deal.
But we've been watching Seinfeld a lot lately, and there was an episode the other day where Kramer was running all over New York, and I looked at Micah. He was like, yeah, that was you. That was you looking for a bathroom.
Kramer, he loses the need to go to the bathroom.
Right. I did not.
You think at that point that it would sweat out of you and you wouldn't have to pee.
I know, honestly. Yeah.
Well,
so
that reminds me of a bathroom story that I have that also happened in New York. Okay, so different trip. We went to New York, not the trip where I conceived.
Okay.
Dot.
Okay, good.
Different trip. We are going to a little Thai restaurant, and it is probably 2 or 3 blocks away from our hotel. So we decide not to take a subway, not to take a cab, but just walk. And our hotel was kind of in Times Square, so you've got lots of, good walking. Anyway, we go to this Thai restaurant, and it is tiny. It's like maybe 20 feet wide.
Oh my gosh.
By 30 feet long. Like it's tiny. You're sitting right next to the people at the other table. It would never fly in these pandemic times.
Yeah.
They probably, with social distancing, could fit like 2 people in there. Yeah. But anyway, so we're in there and we're eating and it's really good. And I
oh no,
just start to get, and I eat a lot faster than Andrew, so I had completed my whole meal.
Oh gosh.
Andrew's still eating, and I start to feel a little rumble in my tumble.
Oh my gosh.
There is a bathroom at the back of this restaurant, single stall. You open the door, and it's right next to another table. So Andrew, who has no shame, just goes, well, why don't you just go in that bathroom? And I say, I am not about to bomb out this entire restaurant, because if I go in there, the whole restaurant is gonna know. Especially that table. Like, it's gonna be bad. We need
They're not gonna like you.
He's taking his time. I think he even ordered dessert, and I'm just going, like, tapping my fingers, and
You're getting the cold sweats
yes,
yet? Okay.
We need to go. My upper lip is sweaty. I'm like, we need to go. We need to go right now. And I just got in this zone because I'm not going to take a cab or an Uber. It's going to take, so I just start walking, and I am booking it down the sidewalk, just determined to get back to our hotel. And so I'm like clenching my butt, trying to keep it together, which, let me just say, if you're going to poop your pants in public, New York is a pretty good place to do it, because somebody else
on the record
is probably, there's poop. One time we were there was poop on our subway.
There you go.
So people are pooping and peeing.
Okay.
All over. So you're right at home, is what I'm saying.
Company.
You're in good company if you poop and pee on the sidewalk in New York. So we're busting it, and Andrew's laughing at me because I'm just like, not talking, don't talk to me, don't look at me. I am walking, I'm getting back to our hotel. So we get to our hotel, and it has this stupid elevator system where it was like elevators labeled from A to H. And if you had to go to your floor, you had to get on a certain elevator.
Oh, gosh.
So it didn't circulate super regularly. It wasn't. So I have to wait on this elevator, and you have to put in the key card. And I'm just like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
Going, oh my gosh, this stupid elevator. So we get to the elevator. And we're up on a high floor.
Naturally.
We get up there, and our room is at the very back, like the farthest corner that it possibly could be on this floor. And we get out, and I just book it to our room. I'm going as fast as I can, clenching like I am about to.
Like your life depends
on it? I'm
on
about to explode. Like it's
wow.
going. Yeah, I was about to explode. And we get there, like get the card in. And it's one of those teeny tiny rooms with like the bed and the bathroom door just opens to the room. There's no buffer.
This is how our room was.
And I just went in, and thank God I did make it to the toilet. But let's just say I was glad we'd been married for a little while at that point, because I'm just like, I can't do anything. I'm sorry. But Andrew's like, why don't you just go at that restaurant? I'm like, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to embarrass myself in front of these strangers. I will just make you have to have an awful experience.
Micah and I were just talking the other day about how funny it is, the things that we say to each other and the things that we do around each other that we go, man, we would have never done this when we were dating or when we were first married. Like,
Andrew never farted around me.
Really?
Not when we were dating. Because I would have been disgusted.
Oh, you would have dumped him.
And I told him, I said, when we get married, I'm not going to fart in front of you. You're not going to fart. Like, we're not going to do that. And that, that went out the window.
That's all out the window.
Yeah. I don't know how you live.
Micah and I, apparently we were just going to talk about bathroom stories this episode. Micah and I got that out of the way very early on in our relationship because we had only been dating for a couple of months. We started dating in September, and it was December, and I was going to he has a big family Christmas every year. It's about 2 hours out of town in the middle of nowhere, mind you. And we had driven in, and this was the first time I was meeting like his extended family. There was a lot of family members there, and they have this huge, like everyone, it's a big potluck and just a very big deal. And so we had eaten, we were halfway through the evening, and I start to get hot.
Oh, you feel it on your face. It's that radiating.
It's cold outside.
Like prickles on your face. Yeah.
Just
I know.
The thing that says, like nothing good is coming.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's hell's coming.
Yeah.
Is all it feels like. And so I just stand up and I was like, I just need, where's the bathroom? Trying to be all like subtle and sweet. Again, only a couple months into dating.
I don't poop.
And I don't. I literally don't. It's wild. I'm clean. And so went to the bathroom, and then I was like, maybe if I should go stand outside because it's 15 degrees.
Yeah.
I'll feel better. So go outside, and he comes out to check on me. And in the moment that he comes out to check on me, or he was bringing me maybe some Advil or something like that, because I just don't feel well. I think we need to start heading back home.
Yeah.
And as soon as he came out to check on me, I run to the side of the house to try to hide, I guess, because I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I throw up on their house. In my attempts to try to throw up on the ground, it just went on to their brick house. Came back over. I'm like, yeah, so I threw up. I'm ready to go. And so as he goes back inside, I think he told some of his family that I got sick.
Throwing up.
And so some of the other people had come out. And in that same time, I run to the opposite side of the house, throw up on their other side of the house. Clearly at this point.
You're marking your territory.
Yeah. Clearly at this point, I'm not feeling great. So, and it was all of Micah's family had loaded up. And so we were in two different vehicles, but they wanted to leave with us to make sure that we were fine the whole way, because it was like a 2-hour drive the whole way back. So we're in the middle of nowhere. We just get on the turnpike, and I look at Micah, and I'm like, babe, you gotta pull over. I gotta throw up again. And so he feels horrible. He's like, do you want me to do anything? I'm like, nope, just stay in the car. I'm fine. So this proceeds for the next, I don't know, 5-10 miles. Like every time we pull over, his parents are pulling over.
So they know.
Yes. So we get a little farther down the road, and I feel it in my tummy. And I think, oh God.
In your lower tummy.
Come on. Not this. Anything but this.
There's a little bit more dignity in vomiting than there is in diarrhea.
Yeah. And so it hits my lower tummy. And I say, I need you to pull over. And Micah is a person who needs to know everything. He needs to know the details. He wants to learn. He's information guy. Okay. And well, what is it? Do you need to throw up again? Or do you need to get out? And I said, just need you to pull over. He's, well, what is it? I said, I have to poop. And so he's like, oh God. And so he pulls over the car, and we're in the middle of nowhere, but alas, there's a construction site that is there, and thank God it's nighttime. There was no porta potty. There was nothing. There was roadblocks. So I'm like, well, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
And so I run behind the roadblock, and I hear the car door open. And I remember throwing my hand above it, and I'm like, stay in the car! Don't come over here! Like, so dramatic. The cars are like whizzing by on the road.
And you're over there.
And he's like, okay, do you need a bag? I'm like, I just need you to stay in the car. I'm like crying at this point because this is horrible.
This is so embarrassing.
So,
oh gosh.
I clean up.
What did you do?
I honestly don't remember.
Just pull your pants
I
up?
think probably at that point I did. But I didn't know until I got back in the car that it was all over the back of my pants.
Oh gosh.
And for some reason, I thought that like maybe Micah doesn't smell it. Maybe it's just me. And so as we were halfway down the road and I realized this, I'm sitting there and I say, can we roll down the windows? Which I was so hot. I think I had a fever and everything. And so,
oh gosh.
Mike was like, yeah, which he says now to this day, he's like, oh God, it smelled horrible. Of course, I wanted to roll down the windows. I'm like, oh my God. And so he rolls down the windows. I'm hanging my head out. And also, it should be noted that if I would have waited half a second longer behind the giant hill that we were by, there was a gas station literally right there.
But you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Hindsight, you know? And so we stopped in and I changed. I had stayed the night with April. So all that I had were, as a teenager, I had footy pajamas.
There you go.
That were zebra.
Do you know
print.
what? I had a pair of footy pajamas that I bought from Target one time.
They're pretty cozy.
They were, but I would get so hot.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
I need my feet to breathe. Anyways, I changed into zebra footy pajamas and got back in the car.
And you smelled like crap.
Well, Micah talks about he had to clean out his car later because it was in the seat, the cloth seat.
Your crap?
My crap.
Oh my God.
He took on that for better or worse real soon.
Yeah.
And then for the next 2 hours, I like let my head out the window in like 15-degree weather and was sick for like 2 weeks. It was rough. But
did he consider at that point maybe you weren't the girl for him?
You know, my mom says, because I remember pulling in the driveway and then just going straight to my room. I mean, I was so sick.
Yeah.
And my mom still to this day laughs because she says she will always remember Micah showing up to the house, holding all of my belongings and saying to her, I prayed for her, ma'am. I don't know what else to do. And then giving her all of my stuff and saying, I hope she feels better soon. And then going back home.
What a gentleman.
And my mom said, I just will never forget the look on his face and saying, I did all I could, ma'am. I prayed for her.
It's like you're dead.
I know.
I did what I could.
But he, you know what? He stuck by me all these years later.
I think Andrew, anytime I've had a stomach bug, I think that when you're dating, you do handle that a little bit better than when you're married.
Yeah, because when you're married and you're sick,
you're fine.
I mean, the last time Micah was sick, I was like, I'm going to give you the room. I'm going to be on the couch. Don't come out.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sick. I want you to stay in there and I'll be in here. I'll bring you what you need.
When you're dating, you're like, I want your germs. I love your germs. I will do anything
you're
for
sick?
you.
Kiss me.
I know.
You're not sick unless I'm sick. Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about.
I have not pooped my pants in public.
Does that count as public?
I mean,
it's pretty.
I like the idea of some construction workers showing up for work on Monday and seeing a big pile of crap. Just wondering what happened here.
Yeah, like some animal had a really bad night.
Something happened.
Man, God bless.
They need to put porta potties on turnpikes, on highways, every 5 miles or so, just for emergencies, I think.
I got to tell you, I think I'm going to still go on the side of the road instead of a turnpike porta potty. That sounds pretty sketchy. I don't want to go in a turnpike porta potty.
What? You think someone else is hiding in there waiting for someone to come in and use the bathroom?
I can't wait till they
at
take
mile
a crap.
marker 95.
No, I think some rough stuff would have happened in a porta potty on a turnpike like that. And so I'm thinking, I don't want to go in there. No, I don't know how long that's been sitting. I'll just go for the great outdoors.
That's one reason why Andrew keeps wanting me to go camping.
Oh no.
And I'm going, no, because
I don't want to go.
I don't want to use the bathroom outside.
See, I'm scared of bears, but that's a different problem.
No, my thing, forget the bears.
No.
I don't want to have to go to the bathroom outside. I don't do anything where there's not a toilet.
I think at this point in my life, I just don't care anymore because after that scenario, and then, I've went when I was I've been to Africa a few times, and you have to go in a hole that you dig.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know what? It's fine. I'll just go wherever. I don't care.
Speaking of modesty, I have a friend who's getting ready to have a baby, and I was telling her a little bit about what to expect because it's the first time, and I was telling her about how they come in and check to see if you're dilated, and they use their fingers. I was like, it's kind of uncomfortable because they're using their fingers, and she goes, oh, they use their hand, and I just said, listen, some stuff is going to happen in there. And any qualms you have about being covered, nobody seeing you, is going to go out the window and you're not even going to care. She's mentioned something like, I'm glad there's not like a lot of people in the room. And I was like, yeah, except for multiple nurses.
Except there is a lot of people in the room.
And your husband. And, every hour they're coming in and they're pulling the covers back and they're pushing on your stomach and they're changing your pad. And I was just like, I don't want to frighten you. But everyone is going to see your nether regions, and you're not going to care.
I remember
it's really not a big deal.
I had one of my nurses that came in was a girl that I went to high school with, and I thought, oh God,
yeah.
But it was an intense situation that was happening, so I just closed my eyes and I let everything else happen. I thought, whatever, she's here to help. I don't care, and I just went to a different place. It was fine.
It doesn't. At that point, I'm not going. Don't look at me.
Yeah,
I mean.
At that point, I'm like, does anyone else want to come in?
I know.
Is anyone on lunch break that wants to come in?
Are there any students in here who would like to see childbirth firsthand?
Anyone else in the hospital on a different floor
like
want
a
to come in?
surgical theater.
Oh, gosh.
Come in and look. Yeah, but you just have to, it's just, it's not a big deal. It's whatever.
You know what? Sometimes life's messy.
It is.
Let's just bring it full circle. Life is messy.
It's very messy.
But just keep living it.
You just got to put one foot in front of you. You just got to wake up every day. And you just got to keep on going.
And wipe your butt.
We got a bidet.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple Christmases ago, Andrew bought a bidet.
I did not know that you had a bidet at your house.
It is a game changer. It's actually, I don't know why Americans think it's so disgusting. Wouldn't you rather have your butt be clean than just wipe it with paper?
So
it's a lot better.
One of the first times I ever had an experience with a bidet was in the Amsterdam airport. And
Amsterdam.
I did not know what was happening.
I don't know how I feel about like a public bidet.
I will say that these bathrooms were very, very clean, like not a nasty airport bathroom like we think of. I mean, this is Amsterdam for crying out loud. But it's one of those like airports where people are trying to shower. I mean, it's like an in-between. It's normally known to have like a long layover there. And we were going in to change. Well, I just sat down and it was all a digital thing. Yeah. But I didn't know. I was like, I just need to flush. And I was sitting there and it just shot up. And I stood up and then it went everywhere. And it was disgusting. So I don't know how I feel about bidets.
Well, listen, it doesn't have to be like that, Holly.
Okay.
Maybe someday a bidet company will be a sponsor of our show.
We can only hope.
I will make you read the content for that one every time.
All right.
And you'll have to get it to try it to make sure that you can promote it.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
Hello, Tushy. If you are listening and you want to sponsor the show.
It's called Hello, Tushy.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
And they have a little.
Give you my word.
Like a squatty potty thing too, which we don't have. Well, we have a squatty potty which have you seen this?
Yes, I have.
I don't think it does anything, but anyway. Well, Hello Tushy it's called an ottoman, like a toilet ottoman.
Yes.
You need to put your feet up, You
got to get it out. This has been the most wholesome episode I think we've done. And I hope that someone listens to this on their lunch break.
Listen, it's a natural part of life.
It is. It happens. You know the book.
Yeah.
Everyone poops.
Oh my. All right. Thanks for listening.
We truly hope that this changed your life.
We hope you loved it.
I'm sure you got a good laugh at least. If you did get a good laugh and you enjoyed this, please be sure to share with somebody, give us a review, subscribe.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram and join our email list so you can be the first person to find out about the episodes and special things that are going on.
Because if you're not first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.